Welcome back to Black Belt Gamers. Spoofy, you're going to be playing a little bit of Everspace 2 with the new DLC, Wrath of the Ancients. Going to test out the live stream, see how it works. I know when I tried Monster Hunter Wilds, it did not like it, so we'll see how this one goes. Welcome back to Black Belt Gamers. Spoofy, you're going to be playing a little bit of Everspace 2. Alright, so audio sounds good. We shall see what happens. Alright, do I have reliquaries? I do not. We're gonna have to go get ourselves some reliquaries. Oh, 7 minutes on that, yes. We'll go do that incursion. Oh, it looks like this works great for streaming compared to Monster Hunter. This looks great. I am playing on controller though. I'm used to mouse and keyboard, so my play does it's a little sloppy. Don't quite have that optimal aiming with the mouse, but I've been slowly improving.
The Dreadnought is back, Mr. Ross. You're needed.
Oh, hey, Dr. Rahel, glad to have you. Yeah, this is the last big major DLC for this game, so it's outside of bug fixes and things like that, it's essentially fully released now. So the base game is on sale, DLC just came out, so yeah, I don't know, it's either less draw on the PC or I don't know. Because it should be, because it was a bitrate issue and I don't know how to fix that. I haven't had a chance to try out this, whoa! Oh, that's right, I'm not on my other setup, so I should expect to take some damage this time around. Yeah, this thing should do a ton of damage. And I can just kind of let everything... I don't think I have it fully set up to Thorns, do I? Let me see. Oh, yes I do. So yeah, I can kind of just sit here and let everything take itself out on me. But yeah, Monster Hunter seems to have a lot more like GPU processing and things like that. So for whatever reason, it just can't handle the bit rate, and this game it can, and I don't know why. So how's the sound for gunplay and stuff? Is it a little bit too loud compared to my voice?
Beacon defenses have reset.
Yeah, that thing does some major damage. 17k crits without using destabilized missiles. That's pretty good. Yeah, I just got to go into settings then and lower the game audio because I turned it up. It usually sits at about 75. Because that's where I had it before, at 75, so we'll try that. Well, I'm watching the little audio meter that's on OBS, and my voice gets pretty close to clipping, and the game audios should be lower than my voice now. Let's deal with this inventory management here. Send that back to base. Yeah, stream looks great so far. Doesn't look like it's like dropped 100 frames and that's not too bad. When it was on Monster Hunter, it was just constant, just kept dropping frames continuously. Yeah, I don't think my audio and stuff will be surround sound, but yeah, this I don't even have like the fully optimized siege cannon either. On the backside. You dropped the bomb somewhere. Grab it. Don't shoot it, don't shoot it. Damn it, you bastards. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, since this build is designed around being stationary, I don't mind using this weapon that reduces my speed by 90% while firing. Because it's a Thorns setup type build. But yeah, I'll show you the weapon in a second, because I don't even have a maximum one. I have a slightly lower one. So that's what I've been trying to find. But I want a good one. Yeah, it's like pretty much one-shotting all of these enemies here. But I also lowered the difficulty just for farming to speed it up. When I play the campaign missions and stuff, I'm going to put it back up to nightmare difficulty. Well, right now, yeah, I'm very overpowered for the setup that I have. Wait till I go into a rift and use some of these dreadnoughts. You'll see that it's very deceptive how powerful I am at the moment. Because right now I just have it set up so that I can earn these reliquaries really fast. So I don't want it to take too long. Oh yeah, here, I'll show you that weapon though. So here was my old weapon that I was using. If you look at the kinetic DPS and the energy DPS, so this thing is already radiant, so it's as high as it can be, and it's modified with a catalyst, so it's rolled really well. Where's the compare? And then compare it to the one that I have equipped. It's not even maxed, and it's not a Starforged one. It's just a superior one, and I didn't even optimize all this other stuff yet. And look at the damage difference. And it'll go even higher once I have an actual one, so it'll probably be like 14k on both or 15k on both. So absurdly high. But yes, if this streaming thing seems to be working great for this, then yes, I'm going to absolutely stream all of the story stuff once I get started on, because I watched that initial cutscene and that's about it. So now I gotta wait for another dreadnought to spawn. Now that's a lot of damage. What's the flex tape guy's name again? Billy Mays? Billy Mays here playing more Everspace 2. I'm gonna show you my build because that's a lot of damage. So, but yeah, I'll show you the other weapon quick though, because just because it shows the DPS difference on these, that's not, it doesn't show true stats on it, because this thing's got a barrage catalyst on it, so as I'm shooting it, it ramps up to do 30% more damage. But I modified this thing so that it gets stacks every time I kill an enemy, and it gets 6% more damage every time I kill an enemy, stacking up to 11 times, so this thing ramps up to 66% more damage. But I have to kill 11 enemies to get to that bonus, where this other one, I just have to shoot it for either 10 seconds or 30 seconds. I think it goes up 3% every second, so 10-second wind up. And then I also have on there, this thing's got the same thing. Killing an enemy temporarily increases the damage by 1%. So I can stack that 25 times, but that one only lasts 8 seconds. The other one is permanent as long as I never stop shooting. But this one also refills weapon energy and gives damage reduction and stuff when I stop shooting. So you kill a few enemies to build up the stacks and then release it to get damage reduction and refund shields and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Lots of very creative and unique things that you can build in this game. I've only made like 2 builds, and eventually, once I get through most of the new content, I want to have at least a pseudo build for every ship, but primarily interceptor, gunship, and the new ship are going to be my favorite ones. Especially because the new ship is kind of like a necromancer ship. It summons its own things, and my other build that I put together is basically like a summoner build. So I'm going to put that on the ghost summoning ship, and then I should have like a ton of necromancy allies fighting for me.
If you stand down and give us the parts, no one will be harmed. You have my word.
Here, can I change the difficulty on the fly? There we go. We'll crank it up to Nightmare. Enemies are a little bit more resilient now, but they still just get mowed down. So this weapon is very powerful. But I wanted the farming for this place to just go faster. So that's why I put it to easy mode, just to, because the loot doesn't change based off the difficulty. So you need a sniper spot. So that means it's up here. A little higher. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Nice to hear something supportive from you, I, for a change.
18k crit with no boost. That's kind of a lot.
Target destroyed.
10k on shield. 19k, look at that. And that's without any of my damage modifiers.
I want more fighters.
27,000 damage right there. God, I can't wait to get a fully upgraded siege cannon with all the right mods on it that I want. Yeah. Just a little bonkers.
Close range missiles are down.
That's fine, you can weather me, I don't care.
Moving back to the rally point. All craft, execute.
Well done, Mr. Ross. Your combat footage is impressive.
Alright, so I got 5 reliquaries. Should be good. And if I want to truly min-max this this build, I'd have to roll for more resistance. And now that they added when you re-roll things, you can so I want a mixture of structure and hull damage reduction. Don't really need firepower, but structure, firepower, structure, 1 resistance, precision, expertise. Because I could truly make this build shine if once I get to have all these things ascended. And then I can get a fourth attribute. I could roll structure with resistance, damage reduction, and then I could add more either crit chance or bonus damage. So yeah, I'm waiting to get all sorts of cool upgrades like that. Alright, so we gotta go to our spatial bypass. Yeah, I think the DLC for this is on sale. You can get, they have a bundle pack for supporter and some skins and stuff too. It's like 28 bucks, I think, is all it cost me. So if you already have the base game, which is heavily on sale right now, I think it's 70% off, you can probably get the whole game for like 50 bucks. So if you want something to space out on and play, pun intended, say give it a shot. There we go. And the Rhodia. Oh. Yeah, I already posted it on Facebook. Like, I don't share a ton of games or even just a ton of social media posts in general, but yeah, because I asked them, because they're live streaming some of the update stuff right now, and I asked them how the sales numbers and stuff were doing, because I'm always curious to see how the game's doing, because it's a small indie dev that's making the game, so I always like to support them if you can. But I still haven't found 100% everything either. I did a decent chunk of it. I have like 1 or 2 regions fully done, I think. Let's see if I can remember how to, yeah. So I got 100% here in Sito, got 100% in Kait, and then it kind of slowly dwindles down. Like, I got a decent chunk of Zarkov, Union, and I definitely have a lot left to do in Drake if I want to. But now we have, still got Kyone, and then there's possibly Aethon, and then we got Ushok Sanctuary, we got Rack Homeworlds, Kait Dominion. So yeah, the game went from 5 or 6 major regions all the way up to 10. So it got like 40% larger. And yeah, since I don't have everything done yet, I have a metric ton of stuff still to do. So yeah. Yeah, this place was always really cool, because it's like a giant, like you're right by a chaotic kind of sun star type of thing. It's a few puzzles and things that were, I don't want to say hard to figure out, but they definitely required abstract thinking. Especially some of the, what do you want to call them? The shadow matching missions. You have to take 2 shadow creatures and find them their mate. And one of them you have to time it with, like, pulses of the star so that it won't die on you. And I'm excited to see what all the ancient stuff is, because this right here is an ancient structure. Things like this, there's giant puzzles in places like this. Now this all kind of reminds me of Descent, that old PC game. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think there's a couple of puzzles over here that I did. Yeah, that giant beam came from a puzzle. And I have no idea where that goes or if that has anything to do with the story. So, all sorts of cool stuff that I'm excited to experience. Since Monster Hunter's kind of in a little bit of a lull right now, waiting for more updates. I always love when I get two games that I'm excited for, they both get like huge, massive content upgrades right at the same time, so that I can tandem the games back and forth. I just wish streaming Monster Hunter worked, but it doesn't, unfortunately. So, since I'm not playing on mouse and keyboard, I haven't been doing 2000 like I normally would. Just been sticking with 1500 because my reaction time is not instantaneous with mouse and keyboards. So, controller's just a little bit sluggish. Kind of reliant on the auto aim to make sure that I'm aiming properly. But yeah, the one thing that would be nice is if there was a... Oop, that ain't gonna work. Hold on a second. We're gonna go back. I didn't change my build setup. I will run out of weapon energy with this thing in half a second, and I will be a sitting duck. So we go perks. Exit strategy is fine. Downtime warrior. That's fine. There. Then we want exploitation and ride the lightning. There we go. Alright, now we're good to go with gunship. So that's one thing that they haven't really had the capacity to add is perk loadouts. But I know both of my builds pretty good, so I'm not too worried about it. But at least the nice thing is it does an autosave right when you jump into a rift, so if you fail it, you just reload your autosave. And the other thing that's nice about rifts is whatever consumables you bring into the rift, you can use them, but whatever your state was before the rift, it goes back to. So I have like damage amplifiers and things. I can use all 4 of those in the rift, and it'll give them back to me once I'm done. Little tips for helping you clear rifts. You can bring a damage limiter, give you more damage reduction. Bring damage modifiers, give you 40% more damage for like 20 seconds. You can bring some nanobots for healing, cloaking devices, shields. I almost never use them because I like my build to do most of the heavy lifting for me. But I usually try to kind of play it like I'm fighting more in a structured battlefield. I like to keep all of my enemies in front of me, or at least relatively in front of me. I don't want to, like that sniper drone over there, I don't want him hitting me in the back. So, as long as I can keep my peripheral vision mostly where all the enemies are, because now there's a drone behind me, I don't want to get sniped by that, so I gotta watch out for that stuff. Because that's the sniper drones and a few other things, those are the ones that hit really hard, and they'll wreck your run for you. I've had a couple of runs where I was literally at the end, and then the run fails because I got sniped at the last possible second. So, when I'm going to pick off those sniper drones, I like to flank around the outside so I can keep as many of the enemies in front of me as possible. Got some more warping in below me, so I'm trying to watch out for where those are. I usually just focus one enemy at a time. use my special whenever it's up, but I don't want to use all of it because I don't want it to take too long to recharge, so I let it use about 30% and then cancel it. Because every time I use my ultimate, I get my shield back. So as long as I don't have it take too long to recharge, I can keep it pretty active. Kind of went out into the middle here a little bit. The other thing that's nice about my build, I just stole one of his shield drones for 10 seconds. So I got that nice little frost shield from that guy. So this is the necromancy type of build that I made that I'm going to put on that other ship. And basically how it works is this thing, Wrath of the Fallen, I have a 48% chance of reviving an enemy to fight for me for 9 seconds. And whenever I teleport, there's a shockwave that stuns enemies, deals a decent chunk of damage, so it incapacitates large groups of enemies, but it's also really good at just quick jumping in, nuking all their drones. Then I have this, which makes my missile defense system also act like another turret. And this thing's, the gunship special is a turret. So I have that turret plus the missile defense system. So I have 2 extra auto-aiming side attackers. And then this set gives me extra ult regen, and my shield is doubled, but it doesn't recharge. But whenever I use my ult, it gets refilled. And then I also use the commander set, which is somewhere in here. So all the allies that I'm reviving, whenever one of them dies, they refill my shield. And then Vigilante just gives me extra damage. So as long as I'm locked onto a target, they keep getting destabilization stacks, which increases the damage they take. So I get 60% more damage from that. Plus I run destabilized missiles, so those stack. Yeah, pretty cool build. It's one of the first ones that I made, and never really thought of changing it because it's very effective. But I want to start using some of the other sets and see, because there's one that makes panzer bombs, which they're like that one Dreadnought mission I did where you got to pick up the yellow bombs and throw them at it to blow up the weak spots. So I don't know how those are outside of that mission, but I'd like to try it. There's a lot of other sets that are pretty cool. Some that are geared more towards stealth, some that are geared towards farming, so it's kind of got all your RPG stuff. Here's the other ones you got to watch out for, these Okar Prime Protectors. They usually linger on the outskirts, and they drop these blue orbs that deal insane damage. But if you find them and you pick them off, then it's not too bad, and you can also shoot at the bullets and return them back. Kind of like you're playing ping pong with them. Oop, I changed the secondary, there we go. Yeah, all the enemies in here are like very healthy. Like way, way up there. And they deal a ton of damage. So I almost want to change the build a little bit when I get all the upgraded stuff and add a bunch of shield damage reduction, so that the shield on this thing is infinitely more potent, because I think that would really help with making this build better for even higher difficulty rifts. But then I'll have to figure out the damage issue, because right now it's okay on damage, but it's not as much as I would like it to be. It's good at taking down single targets, but once there's groups, it don't work too high. much HP that drone has. It's ridiculous. Have I even revived a single ally in here? I don't think I have. Oh, there we go. Types and names are hidden. 50% movement speed is rough. I need to get away from that. The old Thorns build was pretty busted. They nerfed the plating that gave it to you. Rightfully so. It was a little bit overpowered. I see that thing. Good thing we found him right away before he becomes too much of a menace. Teleport drone. Hope for the boss we don't get the one that has 2 ancient wardens. That one's annoying. If I have my ultimate ready to go, it's not too bad, but having to try to chase those things down with a gunship is not too fun. A little sluggish. A little bit of damage this time around. Not too bad. Stabilized. Alright, there we go. Perfect, we got the alt ready just in time. So then if it's the Ancients one, it's not going to be too bad. Stream in and Joey's watching. Hop on. There you go. Boss is dead. It's usually the easiest part. No. I would have went for that too. That extended range would be really nice. Ah, such a bummer. That could have been it. Could have been it. The weapon I wanted dropped, but it didn't have the right prefix or rarity. It was a superior one, not a Starforged one. So, because when you look at the top, the Starforged one, the little circular halo, it's got all the little lines in between it. That one didn't have that. I let my turret run all the way out. That's alright. We'll be okay. This rift's going to be a little rough. They're going to deal with detonator drones or insanely hard to kill enemies. test that detonator drone. I don't know how it determines how much damage they deal, but yeah, there's times where those things will just outright kill you as soon as they hit you. Not too bad. Let's see what other horrible things. Ah, don't give me that one. I want that. Oh, man. These are terrible. At least the loot quality will be nice, but super tanky enemies or super fast and tanky enemies? I think we just take the tanky enemies, huh? I just have to get extra close to all the enemies that I want to kill if I want them to be dying in a reasonable time frame. Sucks because all the detonator drones are going to be the tanky. Those are the things that I don't want to get nailed by. More aggressive than I would like. Like that thing right there. Okay. Blocked most of it. I need my ultimate back. There we go. Push this guy down quick. Where's that big shit? Take this thing out quick. It'll give me a good chunk of resolve. Progress. A lot of enemies. Oh, this might hurt. Start catching up with me. Move my coil gun turret back. Oh, there we go. Now we can be a little bit more aggressive. Try to get that resolve back up. sniper drone. Find it. Right. Resolve getting a little bit low. We're definitely gonna have to risk a little bit here. Start taking out some of these elite ones. Ooh, there's a carrier right there. Yeah, let's get that thing out. Jump and resolve. We're back up to 85%. We should be good. Ooh. Didn't hurt us too bad. Real quick. Paying more attention to these detonator drones. %, almost there. Should be able to just take out that elite down there. And hopefully that'll be it. Unless that's only 6%. Yeah, it was 3%. Demolisher should round it out. There we go. Alright, we've been. The Ancients? Oh, okay, good. This thing will last like 3 seconds, if that. Boss. It's getting to the boss that's the hard part. Alright, well, let's see if we get one. Because if I get one, then don't have much left to grind for. At least, well, there's one other legendary that I haven't gotten yet, but not too worried about that yet. I got plenty of time to find legendaries, and those are a lot easier to guarantee a drop. Nope. But that has a good set of Starforged in there. What else dropped? Combat drone. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Ooh, not powerful or rapid. Rapid Enforcer. Alright, so the last two loot bonuses are pretty solid. So much easier to just fly in here and be aggressive when I don't have to worry about them blowing up on me or doing other crazy stuff. Oops, I used my weapon by accident. Wondering why he was down a little slow. Corrosion fields, that don't really care about. Resistant to EMP, it's a little bit worse. And mines, we'll take the corrosion fields. It's the easiest one to avoid. So you almost never fly through them. And it's one of the few hazards that actually goes away after it's spawned. All the mines will stick around for a little while. Pick up that old Corvette. Little tanky, but once the destabilization starts going, he starts dropping pretty quick. Whoa, what is eating me alive here? That was rough. That's why we have that panic shield. If we would die, we get one free chance. So now I can't screw up again for the rest of the rift. Plan going after that Okar or Corvette just a little bit better. Stage 2 done. Hopefully nothing too drastic for the last wave, and then we should be fine to clear it. What do we got here? Terrible. Terrible. That one's fine. We'll take that. I don't care if they slowly heal. We focus them down so fast that that slight little bit of regen doesn't matter. I love when that epicenter crits. Little teleport explosion. Does so much damage. Back. Oh. This is gonna hurt for a little bit. I'm gonna take some of these out. See, I can't make too many more mistakes in here. Start getting that health back. Slowly getting it back under control. Yeah, these tormentors, they kind of hurt when they start flanking you, so you gotta be watching out for those things. Who's closest? These guys. Now it should be smooth sailing. Try to save my ultimate just in case. I don't want it to be the Ancients thing and then I get boned without my ultimate, because those things are really hard to kill with gunship without it. But if we're lucky, it won't be the Ancients. It'll just be... yeah. This one's completely irrelevant because it doesn't do much of anything. I can just teleport up to the boss regardless. Yeah, looks like we had a little couple chunks of drop frames, but that ain't too bad. Still way better than trying to screen Monster Hunter. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Darn. Alright, got 2 left. See if we get lucky. If not, I'm gonna take a little break, make myself some coffee, and I'll play some story, and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, it's probably skipped when there was a lot of particles and stuff going on, but it's definitely not doing as poorly as Monster Hunter did, so not going to worry about it too much. There. rock there. Nice. Bombers are always a good distraction because they're a lot more resilient than some of the smaller ships. Get those. Give me this outlaw bomber too. Yeah. Ooh, and these ones are really good. Super tanks. Then it's also nice because then you can get up close with these ships and actually see what they look like until they blow up in your face. Types of names are hidden? Yeah, that seems pretty easy. Drop mines. We'll take the types of names are hidden. That doesn't really affect us much. There's only 2 or 3 enemy types that I really worry about anyway. One of them. So watch where those blue orbs come from next time. Pretty sure he's down to the right over there. Yep. Alright, he's that one right there. Oh, he's this one. Get him out of here right now. So he's not a nuisance later. It's too bad he's not as good of a shot when he's resurrected to fight for me. Another one. They always sit just like slightly on the outskirts, so they're not too hard to find once you see their shots once. You can kind of pick out where they would be. I didn't get too bad of pulls on the modifiers this time around, so I'm feeling a lot more comfortable playing overly aggressive in here. I don't have to worry about like detonator drones and other things. Normally I wouldn't be just running into the fray like this as obnoxiously as I am right now, but we're almost done with the rift. Haven't popped my overshield thing yet, so not too worried about losing. Not anymore, anyway. Save our ultimate now. Figured that was a sniper drone. This will either cap us off. Yeah, I saw the other blue guy. Okay, so one more. There it is. Nice. As long as we don't get the 2 Ancient Warden one. But we got our save all shield, so I'm not too concerned. Yep, there it is. Here's the one. So the 2 Ancient Wardens, they spawn, and the boss is invulnerable until the Wardens are destroyed, and if you don't kill the boss fast enough, the Wardens come back. And the Wardens shoot highly damaging homing projectiles, and they teleport around like insanos. So I'm going to wait for my other device to fill up. That should be good enough. And the goal is basically going to be pop my ultimate and bum rush them so that I can take them out as soon as possible. Because otherwise they're obnoxious to deal with and hard to chase down because they teleport multiple times. So there, my turret took out one and the other. Now we just gotta get on this thing and kill it quick. Without the gunship turret, those Wardens are, yeah. Because you saw, you just whoop, gone, and then they blink 2 or 3 more times, so you're trying to like chase them down, and without mouse and keyboard, it's really hard to chase them. Mouse is not too bad, I can lock onto them pretty quick, but with the sluggish turning of the controller and then having to deal with a little bit of sway and kind of oversteer, yeah, gunship turret makes it a cakewalk. I got one more, and every time I open it, I'm hoping to see that weapon. Alright, last one. And after this, I'm going to take a break, go get some coffee made. And they also added a new tier of rifts. So this is the hardest it used to go. It's up to 2,000. Now you can click the right stick and activate nightmare mode. And now it goes up to 4,000. That's insane. Hit points and damage doubled. Ouch. I don't know when I'll be trying this, but definitely not when I'm playing with controller, that's for sure. I'll be sticking with the 1500 as long as I'm playing on controller, because I want meaningful clears, and I'm probably going to need to optimize the setup a little bit more. Uh-oh. At least after a while it automatically just pulls you into the rift. Otherwise you'd have been soft locked right there. Wait, what? Something almost killed me there. Or wait, no, that's right. If I kill an elite, I get a shield. Never mind. That is one of the reliquary bonuses. Never mind. I thought for a second there that my panic shield got popped, and I was gonna say, what the heck? Because I did not see my life bar or anything go down. At least not substantially enough to warrant me dying. Burst bubbles or hit points are hidden? Yeah, we'll take hit point bars are hidden. We don't care about that. We know when they're going to die when they blow up. 5 seconds of invincibility doesn't last very long. Alright, what do we got for the last stage? 3 choices. We got 50% less damage beyond range, so super tanky, can't be locked, that's terrible. Types of names are hidden, yep, we'll take that. Super easy rift. We can't see their names or their hit points. Ooh boy. That don't bother me none. That's about the easiest rift you could ever hope for. You can also kind of tell what their health is because when they have the little blue reflection around them, that means they still got shield. And when it looks like their ship is chunking off when you're shooting it, that means there's armor. And then once there's tiny little explosions when you're shooting it like that, that's when you're on the health. So even if you can't see their health bar, you still can tell what you're hitting. Very easy. So there's shield, and then hull. This thing's just got armor and health, so there's armor. Now they're doing little explosions, little black clouds. That's the hull. And should be dying any second. There it goes. So, but I've just played a lot. Like, a lot. So, for me, knowing how much health they're at, that's just because I've played so much that I just know what their health looks like. Stop to the ultimate, so I should be able to get it back by the time we finish. Ooh. Flew right into that guy. That's fine. Feels like a perfect time to find him. Ooh, and we get to have him on our team for the end. It's not good. They don't follow you through to the boss thing, unfortunately, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the energy shield boss that we have to fly into, otherwise we can't damage it. That's gonna be my guess. Oh, just the slowdown bubbles. Another basically respite-free boss. The Ancient Wardens one is the only one that's hard. It's because the Wardens are annoying to deal with. But if you play a super long range ship, they're not too bad because you can just snipe them from far away. But I play highly aggressive ships, so let's make sure we're actually hitting the boss. Go. He took a little bit longer because my turret was shooting at everything else. Yeah, so when I'm fighting the boss, that must be when it drops some frames. Because that looks like that was where there's another little chunk. But still looked like it ran fine. So, can't complain. Alright, give me my drop. I've done more than enough riffs to deserve it at this point. 3, 2, 1. Pick up that for good luck. And open! Darn, didn't get it. Was hoping, but didn't happen. Still, there's a powerful initiator. It's a really good railgun. Is there a spot in Ceto where I can sell stuff? There is. Right at the Union Jump Gate. Perfect. So we'll go here, we'll stop my ship after I sell some stuff, and then we'll wrap it up for a little break. And then I'm going to play some story. Hopefully unlock the new ship. Alright, so we need to go there. I don't want that to trigger a cutscene. So we're going to Shardus Bowl instead. But yeah, the support pack thing that I got gave me all the little neon lights on my ship now. So the red was already there, but all the blue, that's new. And I got liveries, which lets you kind of put decals, big colored decals on your ships now too. Where's the landing pad? Over here. Another 50,000 in the bank that we don't need. We got more than enough money than we will ever use. Because usually the ability to buy a ship is like hard. They're usually like 800, 900,000 or a million credits, and I can buy them all many times over. Just rocket right into home base. But yeah, I do like a lot of the darker color schemes for a lot of my ships. But some of them I think made look pretty cool. This thing's like a giant honeycomb, so I gave it honeycomb paint job. This one's pretty cool. But Interceptor is still my favorite ship. Just reminds me of Strike Gunner. So much so that I even I don't mind the alarm. Speaking of Strike Gunner, like literally as soon as I said it, there you go, Strike Gunner Player 1, Strike Gunner Player 2. I had to make them. Even gave them their ranks. One's a professional, and the other one's supposed to say Master, but there isn't a Master, but there is Legend. So it's very close. Then I also made this one. This one I like. It looks really cool. I don't use it as much as this one, but maybe I should. I'll use this for the story mode, because this looks just ridiculous how like good that turned out. But still like this one. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up real quick. Take a quick break, go get some food if you want. Get yourself a tasty beverage. Do a little power nap, whatever you feel like you gotta do. And we will catch you in the next stream. Adios.